Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Oh, Lord.
Did you just hit the live button too, Travis?
Yeah, I just hit it right now.
All right.
I'm going to post this. This is too good. We're waiting on Shawn. Something's happening.
Of course.
How's everyone, man? What's going on? What I miss?
Oh, Tim, meet Kenny. Kenny, meet Tim.
What's going on, Tim?
I'm doing all right, brother. How are you?
I can't complain. Can't complain, or I can. And I guess everyone's about to hear it right now.
It ain't gonna do nothing.
Everyone's about to hear some complaints, I guess, right now. But whether you like it or not. But,
all good. No, there's a lot to complain about, but there's a lot to be grateful about.
Exactly. Just
Amen.
What have you guys been talking about?
Obviously, police brutality.
Oh,
hold on,
shit.
Shawn's calling me right now. Shawn's gonna be on. We're figuring out some technical difficulties.
No problem. We actually just got on, Tim. We haven't been on very long.
Hello.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys might have been on.
What's going on? I'm sending an invite to your email. Should I send it? What email should I send it to?
We literally got on like at 7:05.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, out here it's like 10:13.
Oh shit. Yeah, where are you at?
I'm in North Carolina.
Oh, yeah. Okay, right on.
Oh,
are you from out there?
Oh, you know, let me.
Yeah, man, I'm from Cali, but yeah, I'm out here now.
John, all right. We got Tim on here too.
Oh, are we going cell phone?
No. We're just figuring it out. Some technical speed bump.
Yeah.
It takes time for greatness, like wine.
Did you get it, Shawn?
Ooh, like a diamond.
Oh, there we go.
He's joined. Uh-oh, someone just hung up. I think Travis did. No, I thought I heard someone hang up.
No, that was Travis hanging up off my cell phone.
Oh, gotcha.
Speakerphone.
Gotcha.
Hey, I have that same pillow.
What?
That pillow in your background looks like a pillow off of my couch.
The little brown green design.
Yeah. What's up, Tim? You ain't got no video?
Dude, like I'm in the kitchen cooking right now. It's no pleasing aesthetics for you right now. Trust me.
Whipping it up right now.
I just want to see those guns.
I'm chefing right now.
That's up for debate.
Yeah, but you're not wearing a shirt either.
No, I am wearing a wife beater.
Oh, as always.
But I do not beat my wife.
Let's just make that clear real quick.
You know. How did like T-tops become wife beaters? All right.
Yeah, why is something I'm comfortable in?
Why did they become so popular after he started calling them wife beaters?
why did they spike
like
themselves
everyone had them
after we coined them as wife beaters?
It was easier to pronounce, I guess. I don't know.
So what's up, guys?
What's the happening, Shawn Diggy?
Long time no see, Tim.
Yeah, it's been about a year.
You still in like North Carolina or something?
I'm in the country.
Country.
I don't know how you do that.
North
shit.
Carolina.
North Carolina. And Durham. It's actually one syllable. It's one syllable.
Durham.
Durham.
Oh, yeah.
How you Durham?
How you Durham? You know what? Don't even start no ignorance tonight, Travis. Yeah, I said it. Don't start.
It's in the air. I can't really help it.
Yeah, I guess with all you know what's crazy? My sister was in Dallas, Texas last night, and she was stuck in a restaurant across the street, till 2 o'clock this morning.
Damn, that is crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That happened with a lot of families that got separated.
Yeah, so I heard.
That
to be stuck somewhere where it was safe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, glad she's safe.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah, thank God. Thank God she's safe.
that whole situation was nuts.
That was nuts, man. That was just, and whatever, man. I mean, I can't even begin to comment on all the different things that I could say about it, but it's just
Yeah,
well, you have to. You're gonna have to.
Right now,
What are you doing?
Ignorance.
we're gonna dive into it. We are going.
Violence
You gotta
begets
get
violence.
good.
Ignorance begets ignorance.
What do you think
It
we're
just,
doing here?
it's sad, man.
Like I don't really want to talk
I
about it.
don't want to be sad. I haven't
What do
talked
you
to
think
you
we're
in a
doing?
minute. I don't try to talk to Travis. I don't
Except
talk
for
about
the
these
last
sad ass
couple weeks.
negative things.
I don't have anything to say. I just want to listen to this podcast live, so I made you guys invite me on.
Right.
The call-inner
In
who
true
doesn't
Shawn fashion.
No, dude, honestly, I don't think that guy was ever at some elevated sniper position.
Yeah.
Because if he
You know what? I
was, he
was
sure made
very
his way to the
skeptical
ground
from the
pretty
very
quick.
beginning.
Yeah, and
very-
how do they? I mean, he would have shot. He would have shot a lot more, especially if he was trained and stuff like that.
Well, I mean,
So what do you think
It
happened?
would appear that he was trained to a
Yeah.
degree. He was in the Army Reserve or whatever.
Was he? I didn't hear that.
and the footage of him moving around the pilings,
Yeah, he
moving around on the ground wasn't definitely just a everyday civilian handling a gun.
he looked comfortable as fuck.
Yeah, he was handling.
That's always
You know
what
what?
seems to get make me or doesn't. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
You're on.
I don't know what the hell just happened. My headphones just kind of went out. But that always drives me. That always gets me kind of like how calm they seem to be when they're carrying out these things. Like I feel like my
Well,
adrenaline
yes.
would be going.
He has combat training, and he's been in combat.
Well, I'm sure if he took his vitals, he wouldn't appear
Yeah.
calm.
Oh yeah, true, for sure.
That's why we need to get rid of him, right, Shawn?
What, the vitals?
Oh, I thought you said rifles.
Yeah, you'll never hear those words come out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Then he might have just found it now.
So what do you feel about the license to carry?
How do I feel about the license?
And still getting shot for it.
I think it's fucking terrible.
Wait, have we just started? Are we just going now, or have we started?
I don't
No,
know.
we haven't. I'm posting it, and this computer just takes forever. I can only click as fast as it'll go.
Oh yeah, no, I was just wondering because
I'm just posting it on Facebook and Twitter. A couple times we got some live viewers, so I think this will be a good one.
yeah,
We're gonna dive
so
all
too.
the way into it.
If you post it soon, once you post it, let me know and I'll repost it.
For sure. Hey, does this thing, is it just slow these days? Like when you try and do a bunch of stuff, or is it because I am further away from the router?
Might be both reasons. I just did some serious cleaning up of my computer.
Huh?
Deleted like over 5,000 files.
How many programs you got running, Travis?
I left the window open for her. That is, no, it's not a lot. I don't know. I don't know. We've been using the crap out of this computer lately, and you know that's what happens. Yes.
Usage.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
Ready, spaghetti?
So you're gonna like play the music or
No,
put that
I had that later.
Boo, 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 boo,
Tim,
Michael
Are you-
Jackson?
are you gonna behave?
boo.
You mean, am I going to not have any like outlandish outbursts in the middle of like while you're talking?
Well,
or something?
yeah, something like that.
Probably not. I mean,
When have you ever
I'll
known
try.
Tim to have an outlandish outburst?
No promises.
That's
my
outlandish.
signature tag, you guys.
Outlandish outburst is his maiden name. All right, we're gonna start. I blasted him out. We might get a couple live viewers, so you know, you gotta give the people what they need if they want it. If it's wanted. I don't really know. Debbie.
And what is that, Mr. Master of Ceremonies?
To be able to watch live if they want to, should they please.
Well, you know what? All right.
All right, Sean's got to go soon. So, all right, let's get it. Let me get it started. Let me get a moment of silence for the intro. Do you have a TV going in the background or something?
Nope.
Two. Noreen's got a TV on upstairs.
My volume's all the way down.
All right, it's not bad. All right, these views reflect one planet and one planet alone. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Mercury's Cast. I am your intersexy planetary host, Travis Montgomery. Please go to Facebook, Mercury's Cast, Twitter, Mercury's Cast, and on Instagram. We post there every now and again. Today is a great day. We've got 4 people for the first time on the show, and that just gets me excited as a redheaded stepchild at Christmas or something like that. I think I crossed my analogies up, but anyways, Tim, say what's up to the people. We got Tim back. Say what's up.
Tim looks frozen.
Tim is frozen. Okay. We'll say what's up for him. And co-host Kenny, how are you feeling this
What's
evening?
going on, guys? Happy to be back.
And
less than 24 hours.
And our VIP guest, Shawn, how are you feeling this evening?
I'm tired.
You tired? Are you as angry as I am right now? Are you just angry at the way this country is structured?
I wouldn't say like right now. I've been that way for a long time.
Just when you read. All right. Well.
Just when I turn on the television for some reason.
Just when I have any contact with society in general.
Yeah, it's rough.
Well, you are definitely entitled to your opinion. Kenny, how's your new show going? Strip Talk, right?
It's good. I'm getting closer and closer to a final product. I've recorded it twice now, and I think I finally have the template laid out. I just need to get the pacing and the timing down a little bit better, and I'll be ready to go. Hopefully I'll have it launched and edited and shot and everything and ready to go by next week.
I'll be honest. When I hear that name, I don't think like the Las Vegas Strip. I think like naked women.
Well, it's kind of what happens when people also hear the name of the website, Moist Day Club. They don't associate it with artist talent, but it's okay. Trying to change people's opinions.
You know, moist is the most non-sexual word ever. I don't care what anyone says.
The most non, but actually sexual word ever?
Correct.
I gotcha. The most sexual, non-sexual word?
Oh, we lost him. I'm trying to invite him. But so what kind of people are you looking to interview on your show, or is that what you're trying to do?
Basically, I'm just trying to. It's the premise is basically what's going on the Las Vegas Strip, whether it's concerts, because concerts are held there, clubs, music festivals, whatever's going on the Strip. I basically want to be the go-to person for the internet if it's happening on the Las Vegas Strip.
So this is all elaborate scheme to get free VIP passes to EDC next year, huh?
I have a lot grander ideas than just EDC, but yes, it is a way to finally get some of the money I've paid into some of these venues back over the years. Yes, that is definitely the main scheme behind it.
Right on. Well.
And then, of course, yeah, also interviewing people on the Strip and finding out their purpose for being there, and just getting them to basically want to share their episode.
Share their experience
right, and then featuring some up and coming talents, some talent.
Yeah, I got a buddy in Vegas. We gotta get you some contacts. What kind of contacts might you be looking for that?
Anybody really that's in the in some kind of art, whether it's drawing, singing, dancing. I'm more interested for this show, particularly street performers.
What if I can get you an interview with like a high-ranking sportsbook dude in Vegas?
Yes, that is one of the areas that I want the show to cover. Gambling. Nothing. I don't think I'm trying to get too in depth, but just something very basic and and see how it goes over with people. If it turns out to be something cool, then I'll go more into that.
Yeah, you can go like here's the best place for sports books because a lot of them have different limits and different options that you could use while you're there. So that's cool. Yeah. Hey, we support you and
Be
I
kind of
can
hard
go.
to ignore the gambling in Vegas too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, especially the
And
sports.
and then in one sport, yeah, I was gonna say once the sports teams get here, I'll hopefully be able to cover them as well. That'd be awesome.
Cool.
They're getting a football team to start, right? Are they getting anything
No,
else?
it's a hockey team to
Oh
start,
yeah,
and
hockey
then
team.
they're trying to get a football team out here. They
Trying
want
to
to
get the
bring
Raiders.
they want to bring the Raiders out here, but I don't know. That's a whole nother topic on its own.
So what's the local chatter out there about the football team coming to Vegas? Is it going to happen or?
I mean, it really just depends on if you're a Raider fan or if you're not. If you're a Raider fan, it's yeah, we're coming for sure. And then if you're not, it's NFL ain't gonna let that happen. They might give them an expansion team if anything. But
Oh, I mean, Al Davis is dead, so
yeah, it's true. But I don't.
you're not a Raider fan, huh, Kenny?
Not a Raider fan, and I don't. Is it gonna be the Las Vegas Raiders? Like it just doesn't. I don't know.
I would imagine playing football at Berkeley that you might have had some interaction with the Raiders or something.
Yeah, we actually got tickets a couple of times because one of a former Bear played for Nnamdi Asomugha when he was a cornerback for him. He sent a couple of like 2 years in a row. He sent tickets over to us, so we all got to go in the or their fucking luxury boxes and stuff. So it was pretty dope. But I'm still not a Raider fan. Wasn't enough to make me a Raider fan, that's for sure.
Yeah, a lot of people think that football team coming to Vegas. I mean, players could be. I don't think an NFL team's
I cannot
gonna
hear
be
you
bought
when
off.
I have the video.
Oh, he's back.
Damn.
Yeah.
He back, but he can't hear us when he has video.
All right, turn the video off. That's fine. I like that picture better, anyways.
You should.
Travis said he had a radio face.
Whatevs.
I've recorded him enough times to know that his face looks great behind a microphone.
With a face only a mother could love.
We were just talking about football teams in Vegas. What do you think, Tim?
Football teams in Vegas? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Possible Raiders coming out to Vegas or expansion team.
Haven't heard about that.
No,
I did hear about the Rams.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they're in LA now. So you're not much of a sports guy, or just haven't been keeping up?
I've just been under a fucking rock. That's all.
A rock that's right next to the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah. How you feel about Cam Newton? Is he the best fucking player in the NFL?
No,
He's up there.
he's up there.
He's
though.
up there?
Yeah. He's going to have his time. I think he's good enough to eventually be at, Tom Brady.
He's definitely the most athletic quarterback there.
Yeah, that's.
I don't think he has the. Not yet, at least. I'm not
He
saying he
doesn't have
won't
the
get
skill
there.
set. But as far as the impact player, similar. But as soon as teams figure out that like roll and run or that stuff, I mean, he's kind of unpredictable. But as soon as they figure out like he's either going to do that or that when he runs, and I mean his passing is good, but when his passing's shut down and then he can't run nowhere, I think teams might figure him out.
I mean, I don't hope injury on anybody, but right now his biggest asset is how big he is. He's bigger than most of the cornerbacks and people that he tends to take on. But once
he's like a LeBron James freak athlete type.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So imagine LeBron James and with football pads on, but a little shorter, a little faster maybe.
He seems like a nice guy.
He's a bigger Kaepernick.
Yeah.
He's a better Kaepernick. He's like Kaepernick 2.0. Everyone figured that dude out real fast.
Yeah.
Wasn't it fun for all the 49ers fans to act like they were fucking relevant, though?
Oh man.
Oh.
Oh man, they
They
were
were,
eating
but you
that
know
guy
what?
up,
They
man.
were beasting. They were beasting for a little bit.
Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
That shit
Hey,
burned up real quick.
I'm a Cali guy, man. Come on, 49ers is my guys. Leave them alone.
Uh, uh,
But
And
that's
just
the
for
wrong part of that's the wrong part of California, Tim.
Whatever. Hey, you know what? The first time I went to San Francisco, I ended up like at this gay parade, and Bootsy Collins, came up to me and one of my best friends. He thought we were a couple, and I was like, "Yo, man." He was like, "Let's take a picture," and he was like,
Uh-oh.
he's like, "All right." He was like, "All right." He got in between us, and he took the picture. He was like, "Yo, I wish you guys the best." I'm like, "Hey, did he just think?" Never mind. Whatever. We
Hey,
took
if
a
you're gonna
picture.
be mistaken as gay, I guess that's the best person to be mistaken by.
Yeah, exactly. It was awesome.
who's Bootsy Collins?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's all right. It's all right.
P-Funk,
Oh, okay.
the funkiest
George,
bass player of all time.
George Clinton.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Cosmic Teddy Bears, buddy.
You know what? I heard him on a Jay Moore podcast. It's a really good one, Sean. If you want
Who,
to
George
dig through.
Clinton or
No,
fucking Bootsy?
Bootsy Collins.
Oh, yeah, that was the one with his wife was on there too, right? I think I heard that one.
Oh, Trip.
I heard one with him and his wife.
Hell yeah. There's
So
so many crazy, yeah, stories. Stories
So,
for days.
I mean, this conversation is all well and good, but are we gonna
Sean's
talk
got some
about
shit he wants to talk
bullshit or?
yeah, let's talk about Bootsy Collins some more. Hey, Tim, I'm just kidding. I'm not a slide on you. I would love
Yeah,
to do
you
this.
can sidebar, right? I'm sorry.
No. If we had 2 hours, then we could. The first whole hour could be just talking about times at the studio and.
If this was
No.
show like 2 or 3, 2 hours perfect. But we're on show
But
16 now.
Sean's got to leave soon, so we got to dive in some stuff.
I
All
think
right.
Jackson's
Well,
taking a
let's
nap.
get into the meat. What's happening?
So there's this person running for president. Her name is Hillary Clinton, and she's not a really good person as far as I'm concerned. She kind of represents the establishment, and this other guy named Donald Trump, who's running for president, kind of represents
The establishment.
the non-establishment.
Not really.
Establishment.
Well, I mean, the establishment is it's lifelong politicians that have been there forever, that aren't going away anytime soon.
Or the people that financed all their campaigns.
Yes, exactly.
Like, that guy running for president that used to finance all of Hillary Clinton's campaigns.
And both Republican and Democratic campaigns. How do you
Oh, well, guess what? All right.
Trump,
hedging
don't
your
get it
bet-
twisted. Before
hedging your bets?
2008, Trump was primarily Democrat.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
We've got Hillary Clinton versus her historical biggest supporter.
And not only that, he reached out to President Clinton for like running advice before he started running. Like what?
That's if I was going to seek out somebody, I think that would be high up on my list, especially if she was a friend.
I'm not 100% convinced this isn't all just a big fucking farce to make sure that Hillary gets elected for sure.
I don't understand it.
I feel some kind of orchestrated things going on. I'm not really sure, you know what I mean. But if I follow politics like I followed sports, then I'm not the go-to guy. I just think that right now it's again the lesser of two evils. We don't have like a good choice. Fuck a system that can allow someone who's so ignorant to even end up as a final candidate. And then I mean, like I said, I feel like right now we're poised for some kind of situation that's going to put us in in a world war situation. And I don't for thinking on a person who's coming from like I guess a little bit below middle class in America, you have to think either exit strategy or is your vote gonna do any good or do you really have a voice in this country?
I think definitely the process has opened itself up to that critique with everything that's gone on, especially in like the last week. But I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
but
Right.
but at the same time, like if you look at the presidential elections over time, it's been a long time since I don't remember hearing the lesser of two evils argument. Like pretty much every election that I've been
I've
alive for,
complained, yeah,
I've
and you
pretty
know
much
what?
heard
I'm
that.
always gonna vote for the lesser, and then I'll put myself on the ballot. And why? Because it's like, no.
I would vote. I'd definitely vote for you.
Thank you,
But all right,
you.
so let's take a look at we all. It's plain and clear why people don't like Donald Trump and probably why he wouldn't make a good president. It's pretty clear as day. But what is not clear for a lot of people is how bad Hillary could be for the position because of her track record.
I think it's pretty clear.
Well, she's clear now. She's clear
Because
and
you
free.
are educated and informed, and I don't think a lot of people know. Even with this last email scandal, I mean, we could talk about Benghazi too. We could talk about a lot of the other crap she pulled before Bill even became president.
I mean, dude, that
But,
Benghazi thing. Everyone always wants to talk about the Benghazi thing. That Benghazi thing was a terrible choice. But anyone who wants to say it was criminal, like they're stretching a little bit. I mean, she did a bad job at her job, but okay.
so let's elect her president. So, all right. So if that wasn't criminal, then what was criminal about the FBI not indicting her? Because obviously there was nothing criminal there, right?
The director of the FBI spent 10 minutes explaining all the crimes she committed, and then pretty much inexplicably said, "But we're not going to recommend prosecution." And then said, "But if anyone else does this, you can expect to be prosecuted."
No, yeah, true.
Did someone hack her that email server that was in her bathroom?
They don't know.
They don't know for sure. There's a guy that came out that said that he got in, but he can't produce any kind of evidence that he actually did.
I mean, probably because he's locked in a fucking cage in Romania.
That I don't know, but it's
No, they scooped that guy up immediately.
But
Yeah,
quick. From my understanding of the whole situation, the one reason why they didn't, to me, I'm also kind of baffled too. Like it just on the appearance of things, it doesn't look right. But from my understanding on why they didn't move forward with charges, what basically General Petraeus did and like Snowden did, that was different from her, was they willfully shared the information.
She willfully shared the information. She sent
willfully, yes, but she didn't share it with people. She didn't willfully share it with people outside of clearance. But
she did. She gave it to her lawyers.
Yeah.
Her lawyers
Yeah.
got security clearance.
Well, yeah,
From my understanding,
that was the issue to begin with.
That's what it was.
I mean, and then when fucking fuckboy from the FBI testifies in front of Congress, he basically just said, "Oh yeah, like she's also guilty of perjury," which is what basically Bill Clinton was being impeached for.
Yeah.
I don't know
Bill
why
Clinton
everyone
wasn't being
scared of
impeached
this
because he got a blowjob. He was being impeached because he lied about the blowjob.
Right.
But and then he basically goes up there and says, "Well, yeah, she did perjure herself because all these things we know to be fact, and she said otherwise, including in testimony to Congress."
But then, have you caught what the secretary, or I forget what department? I think it's the Department of Defense or whatever. They came out and said some of the things that he was saying wasn't actually true. It's messy. It's
okay.
Really
So
for people to the average listener to follow.
Who are we supposed to believe though? Like, he's the FBI. Isn't it his job to determine the facts? And
Good question. Good
prosecution.
question.
No, yeah, definitely. But okay, there was 2 points that had me kind of confused on some of the stuff marked confidential. It's supposed to be marked confidential up until she made phone calls, and then once it's made phone calls, it's not confidential anymore. And
there's always a gray area. There's always going to be that.
And again, I'm on the side of things definitely don't look good.
I mean, from what I understand, from what he said, there were 3 items that at the time she sent or received them, or I think actually those ones she had sent, not only were they classified, but they were classified top secret, which is like the highest classification, and that's for like the highest security clearance. And one of them actually had the markings plain as day on the scanned document, on the front page of the scanned document. And she sent it anyways. I mean, what it comes down to, dude, is just, in my opinion, is the Clintons generally feel like they're above the law, that they can do what they want, and the rest of us plebs just have to fucking deal with it.
And it's right in step with the the world consensus of America.
And I'll be honest, like Donald Trump probably feels the same way, like that he's above the law.
Well, yeah. I think that's the number one reason why he wants to become president. I think he feels like he can. Well, whether he's actually going to be able to do it or not is a whole other story. But I feel like he thinks that he's going to be able to be in control of money, make all his own debt go away. Like, I think there's a lot of caveats that he thinks he's going to be able to do.
You know, like Nixon was forced to resign over a lot less.
That's exactly who I tried to compare him to.
Well, I'm talking about comparing him to Hillary Clinton.
Well, that too.
You know, there have been there have been scandals that caused more problems for less, less offense. But whatever.
We're living on a very very exciting time. I said that I think last time. I think right now is just like with from 1970 to 2000. Today 2016 is it's a very sharp curve that we're trying to like adjust to.
Very true. A lot of change in a short period of time.
A lot has changed. It's like the second industrial revolution or some shit. I don't know, but essentially, like we've gotten to a point to where we're desensitized as a general public. We don't really stand up for the things that we know to be right and true. But at the same time, it's like as we see Donald Trump at this situation, and he clearly will exhibit ideals that are just not favorable. What you would think a president should show, just period. On a fundamental level, he just doesn't have. He doesn't have.
I just don't like the idea of him representing me on a world stage. Like, just him being able to just his communication skills. Like, yeah, he's gotten through to a lot of, I guess, untapped voters.
When Arnold Schwarzenegger became governor of California, I was so embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? No, for real. But it's like at the same time, a lot of people voted for this.
Yeah, he won a recall election.
That's nuts. And I was scared from the beginning.
And then made California worse.
Well, he was also ran as a Republican, turned out to be a fucking Democrat.
Yeah. And what's going on right now?
We should have all known, though. He was married to a Kennedy.
But then look, you have you just said Donald Trump was a Democrat until he decided to run for president.
No, he was a Democrat until Hillary lost the nomination in 2008.
Oh, there you go.
He was endorsing Hillary in 2008, though.
And then he was
I didn't know about that.
Then he started going in on Obama.
Yeah. I mean, I can't take anything Donald Trump says too seriously because he's a fucking birther.
Yeah, it happens.
That shit is so dumb.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, and shooting myself wasn't an option, I might pick Trump.
Oh!
More power to you. Just remember
You're a racist.
Just remember the British are regretting their vote right now.
Well, who says that? That's the fucking liberal media in America. Like, oh no, we can't see why these people would disagree with us and want to leave.
No, they said that there's an argument to be made, but they're just making their life harder. That's all that they did.
Who's making their life harder?
By voting to leave the European Union. They're going to lose a whole lot of jobs, or at least going to get relocated.
Yeah, but
about UK leaving the EU?
Once the UK actually leaves the EU is going to go into a death spiral, and it'll be over in 10 years. It might take 10 or 20 years, but
they're like the linchpin for sure. But
if fucking Estonia was leaving the EU, no one would bat an eye.
No, not at all. But they were having a shitstorm when they were talking about Greece leaving the EU.
Well, that was a Yeah, that was something that was almost like a preface to what was going on now. But right now, who's the chairman? Bernanke? Who's the
Of where? Of uh the federal
federal
chair? That's a good question. I have no clue. Who is it?
Of what? What are we talking about?
Bernanke?
Of the
Ben Bernanke's the federal chairman
He
still,
of
or
the Federal Reserve.
the Federal Reserve?
You
Yeah.
don't see that
I
guy
think
ever
no, I
anymore.
was reading something on Bloomberg. It was something, but basically he was saying like essentially like what you were saying, Sean, is like in the next few years is like it's all gonna disintegrate if this as it plays itself out. It's gonna become
Yeah,
the
but now
social
you know how
sphere.
much harder if that does play out. Like all intelligent sharing with the EU is gonna, or well, if the EU is not around anymore, who are you gonna share all the intelligence with? Like, granted,
Like
it might not be the most effective, or there's ways it could be improved, but like now you're gonna have to go back to trading information with individual countries, like
I mean, they
setting up
did
trade
that before
deals.
the EU.
Yeah, but that was back pre 1970.
World
Like,
War II worked out great on the intelligence side. I mean, and there was no
yeah, but how
EU.
long did
Wow.
it? How long did World War II take in terms like there was so much disagreement going on and so many people lost their lives that I don't think
No,
I
but I'm
get
is
that.
saying like
ideal.
World War II was a feat of like intelligence, like to cracking Enigma, sharing intelligence between the U.S., France. Well,
Sean, you
France
seen
was
the
involved into
imitation
it.
game?
Yeah, but they they
Yeah.
they they created the EU to avoid another world war. Like that was one of the premises of
Yeah, that's why it
structuring
started.
the
But
EU.
in today's
And that's why they
EU, that's not what the hell is going on. I mean, they're controlling, they're limiting, they're putting limitations on companies and trade markets. It's a big money grab. A lot of the people that they have so many members and nobody really knows what the hell goes on. Even members that are a part of the EU don't even. There's a select few that know how all the money is running, which direction. It's a big corporate uh, money grab and control
Well,
mongering.
I don't know. I just know that all the people that were in support of the British exit have now resigned and have no no intention on wanting to lead the resurrection that they've
Well, I mean,
tried to help.
the prime minister resigned, but he wasn't in support of the
No,
exit.
I'm talking about
He
Nigel
he already said that
Farage and like the two other
David
working people.
Cameron said the first day after the Brexit that he intended on resigning because he didn't agree with it and he need that his country needs someone to run it from here on out because he's not equipped to do it because he wasn't in favor of it and
Right.
it wouldn't make
It was
sense
a
for him
vote
to
of no.
stay. It's such
That
a
was a
big.
vote of no confidence, basically, in his leadership to vote against what he was trying to.
Well, he promised in a campaign promise that he would put it up to a reform vote, like he did.
Right.
And he didn't want to leave the EU. That's why the fucking campaign promise took so long to come true. But
Right.
he eventually put it up. He put it up, and the people spoke. Like, and that's kind of unprecedented. In England, they don't have big voting measures.
No,
No.
they don't.
Agreed. Agreed. And
So
I mean, time will tell what is actually going to happen. But
No, it's pretty much like laid out, man. I mean, numbers are numbers. The way it rolls, you know.
I mean, of course, there's going to be an initial shock. There's going to be an initial shock to Britain's economy because the other
And
countries are going to start pulling stuff out
yep.
and
This
blah
is
blah.
gonna
There's
take years. This is gonna play out over
yeah,
years, man.
but
This is
that
And
not.
doesn't mean it's going to be a bad thing.
Britain's an old country. England is an old bat. You know, though. And
Well,
if it's a long-term
Trump is in
plan, then
support of it. I know that.
so Trump's in support. That means you automatically do not like it.
No, that just means that basically, like, he has business in UK. That's all I mean.
He
yeah.
might,
No, he
but
does.
that's
It's not a might. He does.
okay. We're not talking about Trump. We're talking about Brexit. Apparently,
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, as it relates to the world economy, it's gonna affect everyone.
it's going to affect everyone in the short term.
How many
Yes,
points did
it's
the
gonna.
Dow
You
drop
can't
the
go
day
through that.
after?
You
Wasn't
can't
it
go
like
through.
500 points?
Yeah.
Something
I
crazy,
mean,
506,
like
23.
fucking.
You can't go through that big of a change and not have some kind of drastic effect. Like if we were to get rid of the IRS, which would be favorable in my opinion, shit would be messed up for a little bit. Money would be messed up. I mean, You can't just make a drastic change like that to a country and not have it have some drastic consequences.
Okay,
So
look at it this way. If the UN actually had any power other than talking, and the UN was able to say, you know what, America, you have to do this, and you have to do that, and you have to take X amount of refugees. You don't get any choice except for your one vote in this in this fucking Congress or whatever you want to call it, this assembly, I guess the word would be. You only get one vote, even though you're the largest largest country, largest fucking economic power, but you still only get one vote like every other country, and you have to do whatever we say. We would all be saying, fuck the UN. We're not going to do what they say. And that's basically what the people of Britain said. They said, you know what, we're tired of having a disproportionate vote in the EU. They are between. You could take France, Germany, and Britain. If you take them away from Europe, Europe might as well be fucking third world.
Well, then that's just like saying, why don't we, if you take California, Texas, and like New York away from the United States, like it would.
Texas wants to leave.
I know they want to leave, but we won't let them. Why? Because it doesn't.
I
It
mean,
doesn't make
at a certain
sense.
point,
I
like,
mean, don't get me wrong. If they want to leave, let them go.
yeah, that's what I think. If they want to leave at a certain point, you got to let them leave.
But then at the same point, what then happens once fucking some other country comes in to invade them because they don't have an army, and then they're reaching back out to the United States, and then guess what? We're supplementing them just like we do any other third world country, any other country that can't sufficiently support or can't protect themselves.
One dude in Texas just outgunned their whole police department for fucking like 20 minutes last night. So
No, I mean that's a strong point.
I'm
but
not really worried about Texas getting invaded.
But let's be honest. If Russia decided to invade Texas, and they weren't, and Texas wasn't a part of our union anymore, the U.S. isn't just going to sit there and
well,
let it
who's to
happen.
say that Texas couldn't be a member of NATO? Like they're a separate country.
So you think they're going to
American
separate from the United States to become part of NATO?
Well, why not? Why couldn't they be a member of NATO?
Because why would they want to leave the United States then? I'm sure they have more protection under the United States than they would under NATO, because guess who's in control of NATO pretty much?
They want to leave the United States because America, all right?
NATO is pretty much just a fucking a big massive treaty amongst a bunch of countries that basically, if Russia fucks you, we'll all respond.
Right,
together.
but they wouldn't be. I don't think they would fall under NATO anymore if they succeeded.
But they could join NATO. Like
they could.
Any country.
Do you think that they would?
Any country can join NATO.
Do you think Texas would join NATO if they seceded from the United States?
I think it would be on the table.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean,
I just don't think that people that would support a secession from the United States would then want to join another global organization.
I'm pretty sure, is Mexico in NATO?
I believe they are, but
what do you think would happen if Russia invaded Mexico?
NATO built a wall, and Mexico's not.
We would build the wall. No, we would definitely support them. But Mexico didn't leave.
We have every military asset there in like 10 hours.
But Mexico didn't choose to leave from the United States. Like, if Texas decided, we don't want to be part of you guys anymore, there would be some pretty hurt feelings between the United States.
I'm sure there would be hurt feelings, but my point is the hurt feelings would be childish.
Right, and then it would just go back to them being
to leave, even if you don't understand why. Let her leave, you know.
But then we're giving them protection, and then they're not part of our country. Like, it's basically treating them just like we're doing every other country in the world that can't protect themselves. So they're reaping the benefits from having us around, but not.
I mean,
doing anything really.
Yes. They would be required, anytime NATO makes an action, they would be required to send troops. I mean, they'd have to do their part for their
like Sweden
size. Like Sweden, Australia, fucking England, France. You think they all wanted to send troops to Iraq? No, not necessarily, but they had to.
I don't even think France did they?
Yeah, France had troops in Iraq and Afghanistan.
I thought that was the
Canada.
Thought that was the whole freedom fry argument and all that crap.
No, I think they withdrew their troops earlier than the rest of NATO, but
Ah.
they did have troops there. And fuck, the French Foreign Legion is everywhere. Those motherfuckers, like, there's a bar fight in Somalia and they show up.
I
Real
saw
quick.
them at Del Taco in Lakewood.
What? I like Del Taco.
Everybody goes to that Del Taco.
But I mean, dude, I don't know. Like the thing is, like, I don't know. I'm kind of like an anti-federalist. I don't think that the big central power is good for the individual citizen. I really don't. I think
It's not, especially I saw some video that was talking about the trade, the limitations that the EU was putting on British fishermen, and like the Norwegian people were fishing the same waters.
But British people weren't allowed to fish there.
Yeah.
Norway is not in the EU.
But they had a contract with the EU to fish there.
Well, Norway they have some weird status with the EU. They pay dues to the EU, and they have like limited voting power in the EU, but they're not subject to any of the EU's regulations. And that's probably where England's going to end up.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah, I mean, England's probably going to end up as like whatever they call it, the Norway model. Well, they'll be friends, but they're just not going to be subject to.
So they'll subsidize them. They just don't want to be completely fallen.
They just don't want to be told what they have to do, what they can and can't do.
And I think Norway, while we're talking about them, is an example of how socialism, a breed, a form of socialism could possibly work.
I was gonna say that was gonna be my next subject. I was like, yeah, but doesn't Norway have socialism?
They do, and it's a good form of it. I know someone that lives there. I know someone that lives there. Shout out to Christine Marius.
Shout out,
Norway.
Christine.
Norway they have socialist healthcare, and they have really solid welfare programs, but they're not socialist. I mean, they don't do a lot of the other things that come along with socialism. But too, you got to understand, like, Norway compared to America is a pretty desolate country. Like when it comes to like population,
Right.
They just don't have a lot of people.
Yeah, you could fit Norway like in Delaware or somewhere small.
Yeah, you could fit their population. The fact of the matter is,
Delaware.
if you had the population density of New York for the whole world would fit inside of Texas.
So shit, how many people's in New York? Like fucking 9 million?
I just know that there's 300.
Well, I mean New York
in
City.
the U.S.
New York City is like a couple million people, and
I think it's like 10 million or something. Or
Yeah,
I think it's 8.5 million.
Well, I think it's 10.2.
You're wrong. You're totally wrong, sir.
8.5 million.
How dare you?
all of us are connected to the internet. I mean, any one of us could end this debate right now.
I was just gonna look it up, but
No, I was listening to NPR this morning. It's 8.5.
Okay.
Just joking.
He pulled the trump card.
Oh, that was awesome.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be so much fun.
Gotta be huge.
It's gonna be huge.
So my sister was stuck in Dallas, Texas, and in this peaceful debate. I feel it's staged, man. I feel it was kind of staged. When has the last time a black man has sniped anyone?
DC.
I mean, he was
DC.
Middle Eastern in DC. That was a Middle Eastern.
No, those are
No,
black
he was a
dudes.
converted. He was a
They
converted.
were Muslim, but they were black.
They
Oh
converted.
shit. Never mind.
They were converted. But
No, this dude wasn't Muslim. He was just a Black Power guy.
yeah, he got on that Louis Farrakhan contract.
I mean, dude, I don't agree with what he did, but I understand it.
Yes,
I'll be honest with you.
I understand. Yes, I understand what you're saying, and I agree with what you just said. I don't condone what he did. I don't say that he had any right to do what he did. But at a certain point, like communities are gonna start acting out irrationally, and
Yeah, there was
I
protests
mean,
So it's,
today in Atlanta and
I,
Sacramento,
I
and
wouldn't
it's
even
incite a
call it
race war.
I
They're trying to
wouldn't call
incite
it
a race
irrational.
war and
I mean,
distract people.
there are people that are trying to start a race war. I don't think that guy necessarily was trying to start a race war. He didn't shoot at protesters. He shot at cops
at
specifically.
white cops.
yeah. Well, he did end up hitting a
Well,
black woman in the calf, I
it's
think.
Dallas, Texas. I think most of the cops are white.
Yeah.
In Dallas, Texas, the Lone Star State. I
Isn't
love him.
it? Does anyone else find it kind of? I don't know the exact word for it, but like when a when like for instance for today, all black guy ended up or yesterday a black guy ended up shooting up all the cops, but then they started parading out like all the black cops like to speak, like
Well,
Well,
all the commanders were
the
black.
media is gonna spin it however they need to spin it.
I didn't see any of that, but it doesn't surprise me. I mean, they're going to be like, hey, look, we got black people too.
Yeah, exactly.
It
They're
was
gonna
like,
spin it how they need to.
man,
And get whoever the general, populace, and get ratings and fear peddle or however they need to. They're gonna do what they have to. They're like if the news was just news, it would be awesome.
so
It,
it was what it was three minorities that were shot this week before the cops.
it was like two before yesterday.
I
Well, it
know
was,
of 3 minorities and 1 white guy.
yeah,
Oh,
you talking the white guy from Fresno?
Yeah, I think it
oh,
was
that
in
was a
Fresno.
Mexican,
Yeah,
no?
yeah, I think he
No,
was a
no, no. There
Mexican.
was but I saw a video of a white guy. He was like it was like a 16 or 17-year-old kid.
Oof,
Oh shit, I didn't hear
it's,
about that one.
it's just rough. And then you have a massacre on cops. Like it's crazy. That
There was another ambush this morning too. Some guy called 911, said that his car got broken into. When a cop showed up, he shot him. I think it was in Chicago. It might have been somewhere
What?
else.
holy shit.
The guy's name was like Stephen Breck, but he looked pretty Hispanic in the mugshot.
Damn.
he had a he
It's
had
like
like a what was it called? A dirty Sanchez?
oh mustache. He had a mustache.
I don't know. Are you looking at the picture, Tim?
I know.
He did have a little bit of a pencil mustache, but
That laugh is great. That laugh is
Uh,
great.
maybe my favorite laugh.
It's hilarious.
yeah, I don't know, dude. To be honest with you, like, I think the jury's still out on what was the one with the dude selling CDs.
Alton Sterling.
Yeah, I think
Austin.
there's a lot of complication in that one, but the Philandro, what was his name? Filano.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
Philando
about.
I know his
Castile.
last name was Castile.
Yeah, Philando.
Philando Castile.
I think that shit was outright murder. So
Yeah,
That's, man, just do you hear
outrageous.
just the cops like
But if they
voice
charge him
after it
for murder,
happened,
he's
you
gonna
know?
get off. If they charge him from involuntary manslaughter,
No, I don't
he might
know.
be.
I don't know. We'll see. What did the cop from the Freddie Gray incident? Did he got off? Huh?
Yeah. Well, all three of
Son
them
of a
so far.
bitch.
I think there's two more that need to stand trial, and three of them have gotten off. There was 5 or 6 that were being accused or that were being
I think
charged.
there were 6 that were arrested.
And really, honestly, in my opinion of that case, I think it should. The driver of the van should face some kind of. I don't know exactly what kind of charges, but whoever
I mean, if he was
drove,
driving the van recklessly, definitely. And whoever tied him up in the manner that they tied him up and threw him back there
yeah,
should definitely face
yeah.
something.
I don't really think you can charge the arresting officer, even though I don't think there was a reason for him to be stopped in the first place. I think he just took off running. Like the officer didn't have a reason to stop him. He just took off running when the cop tried to stop him.
Yeah, I don't really know all the details, but when someone gets their back or neck or whatever broken after they're already in handcuffs,
Somebody's at fault.
it's not that hard to figure out that something was going on.
Yeah, agreed.
I also think we need to get rid of cases where people get arrested solely for resisting arrest.
Yeah,
I don't know how you're gonna get that to pass.
to me it doesn't make any sense. Like, you're arresting me for resisting arrest, but what are you stopping me for? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you couldn't find anything else to charge him with, so you just charged him with
I'm
resisting.
I'm
Not being
resisting
charged.
because you don't have a reason to be talking to me right now.
Well, if you're talking about like anarchy, well, you have to realize like, I mean, people are gonna hide behind like civility, like evil people especially. They're gonna be like, okay, well, the law says like as long as I, don't apply X amount of force against you, you can't do this against me.
Well,
But
that's why people are always saying like, oh, well, he should have listened to the cops' instructions or orders, and it's like someone walks up to you, whether they're a cop or not, tells you you need to stand right here, you need to do this, you need to do that, and you know for a fact you did absolutely nothing wrong, and they're not even really accusing you of doing anything wrong. Like, what are you gonna say? Like, okay, you're smart, so you're gonna just comply because you don't want to get shot, but is it so hard to conceive that people are fed up and might be having a bad day and might just be in a bad mood, or this happened to them so many times before that they're just gonna be like, you know what, fucking tired of this, go fuck yourself. Like,
Yep.
at
that's what
some
happened with
point,
Eric
yeah,
Gardner.
Yeah. It does. I think every situation does reach its boiling point or tipping point at some point, and
And apparently now that's punishable by death. Get the
mm,
fuck out of here.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
there's got to be other ways that the cops can take people out without killing them or subdue them.
well,
I
there
mean,
is, because other countries do it.
but every time you have a situation like this, where like you have somebody, okay, I'm gonna snipe some like innocent people who didn't even kill innocent people.
No,
These are
right.
people, yeah, it's like these are people who are just like we're in Dallas, Texas. We're marching with people. We're making sure people don't get out of hand. Things don't go crazy, and I gotta get shot doing my job because what? Because when anytime something like that happens, that totally negates like the whole point of the situation. It's like okay, well now, well we have every right to jump. We have every right to like just shoot somebody without asking questions because we don't know. Like I felt threatened. I
Well,
felt threatened.
well, that's the
So
whole. Well, that's kind of generally what happens with revenge. Anyways, it's usually not the person who committed the crime or committed the trespass against you that you end up attacking. You end up attacking a family member or someone completely unrelated, or some innocent bystander ends up getting hurt. Like, that's just kind of what revenge essentially ends up usually leading to.
I
And
think the general like I think most of America understands and knows like not all cops are bad, not all white people are racist, not all black people are thugs, except like the way it's fed to you, the
well,
way it's like
yeah, I think most people know somebody that falls within those lines, and they'll vouch for that person they know. It's the unknown person that they don't know how to vouch for or know how to respect
Well,
or
there
and
are a
they
lot of
play off of
people
that,
who
and they
get
play
off
off of
on
that.
the attention. Like there are a lot of people, like for instance, like you compare, like I don't, I'm trying to come up with an example that doesn't involve black people, but I can't find one. But let's take Martin Luther King versus Jesse Jackson.
right.
Martin Luther King was a true leader. He didn't even want to be a leader, but he was a true leader. Jesse Jackson has a tendency to be an attention whore.
Yeah,
You know, Jesse Jackson will say some outrageous shit because it'll keep the conversation on him. You know, that's
right.
my opinion.
I no, I agree with that, but I also kind of, to an extent, also think that that's kind of how people at the time when Martin Luther King was around kind of viewed him as well, like as kind of an
Yeah,
attention getter. Like,
that would be hard for any of us to say because we weren't there, but we've all been here for Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton.
oh yeah, yeah,
And there have been many other leaders, quote unquote, that from different, if you want to look at it all as one movement, there have been many leaders that have come forward for a little while or whatever, And not all of them have been like that.
No, yeah, true. I mean, I would definitely say that uh, Al Sharpton has has a tendency to dive into issues before I think he actually fully has all the facts.
No, and
Oh, quick
wasn't there some
sidebar. My
scandal about
aunt
him?
bought me a book written by Al Sharpton one year for Christmas. And I thought it was like, so offensive. I was really like, oh, is this a gag gift?
Wait, who bought that for you? Your mom?
My aunt. my aunt. My aunt. I was like, it's like his face is in the picture. He's got that slick back gray hair. And he's just staring at me. I'm like,
was it Fat Rev or Skinny Rev?
it was Skinny Rev. Skinny Rev. He doesn't even look normal. Like he's like Cancer Al.
He's a clone.
I don't know, man.
The government
It's,
cloned him.
no, but seriously, in terms of like, as far as like Shawn was saying, essentially is like you have people who are willing to stand up for the ideals of the people, and every time it plays out the same way, and you don't want to become a martyr. So it's like, do I stand up and get shot, or do I assimilate and get shot? You
Well,
leave.
That doesn't sound
what's
much of like an
funny?
option.
Yeah,
It,
it's not much of a choice.
what's weird about the whole killing the cops thing is that I think it's only going to put more cops make them a little more trigger happy and retaliatory if maybe like 10 Dallases would happen and cops were really starting to fear. I mean, if there was a real like cops were getting shot every day but no, this one-off happens, and all it's going to do is make them a little more trigger happy. I don't think that it's doing much good for the cause that he thought it was. And
Oh no, it definitely has an adverse effect for sure.
Dude,
That's why.
I doubt the dude really had the cause in mind. I think he just had some fucking rage and
Yeah, he lost himself.
He
no,
says-
he was planning. I mean, he wanted to kill white cops. That was his intention. It was well planned out, and
Yeah, yeah, he definitely has been stated at saying that, and
And yet we're
I guess
talking about one person, but apparently there were more than one like shooter.
Well,
well, they were saying that initially.
they were saying, yeah, they were saying
But,
that.
I mean, when gunfire just comes out of nowhere.
Which is why it's always tricky too, especially with the dude that they falsely accused. They had his like face plastered all over. Before I had even heard of any of like what was going on, I had saw pictures of the suspect, and it wasn't even like a dude that was had had anything to do with it.
Well, that guy was at the protest,
right,
and he was open carrying a rifle,
right.
which there's conflicting reports. Like one report said that he put the rifle in a bag, threw the bag in the back of a car, and sped off.
Nah.
I thought it was a bomb. It was like a
And then
fatigue
the other
bag in
reports
the car.
now are saying that he immediately turned over the rifle to police and offered to assist them.
Yeah, because I've been watching it all day, and it was him and his brother. His brother was one of the organizers of the event, and when like apparently the guy that was accused didn't even realize that he that he was being accused. It was his brother that came up to him and was like, "Yo, your picture's all over Facebook and shit right now. Like, we need to get you to a cop." And like they walked over to a cop and handed him the gun, and like he explained to him everything, like that where he had been. He ended up getting interrogated for like 30 minutes. Had all the gun residue tests ran on him and everything. And then up until this morning, they still had his mugshot up on the Dallas PD website saying that he was still a suspect.
Yeah, I think in those situations, no one's thinking about old tweets.
Yeah,
honestly.
no, yeah, it's definitely, yeah, but you're not. But what about what about?
I mean, if I were him, I would have definitely went and hid under my bed until they took that shit down.
For sure, for sure. I wouldn't have been out just walking the streets. That's for sure.
But yeah, I mean, dude, that guy needs to be real thankful that nothing ever happened to him, or nothing happened to him last night. Because, like, and, I liked how everyone's like, Oh, I've seen a lot of people on my feed who are like, "Oh, the media said he was a suspect. The media put it everywhere," and it's like, yeah, because the police asked them to.
Yeah,
Because,
exactly.
dude, did
We
you
need your
look?
help. It said we
Did
need
you
your
hear
help
his
identifying
statements
the
though?
guy.
The statements, like the mayor and the chief of police. They're like, okay, it's like all these forward statements, right? It's like, okay, I hate white people. I was mad about I was mad about the march on the killings. I was mad about the kill. It's just like, you know what? I feel there's something off. There's something rotten in Denmark on this shit, and I don't know what it is, but I
I mean,
feel like,
they sure had a lot of time to talk to that dude before they blew him up with a bomb.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that's
exactly.
crazy. The
Yeah,
robot, the drone, the little C4 drone.
Well, from what I read, it was like it was the robot that they used to disarm bombs,
Right.
but they just strapped a bomb to it and fucking rolled it in there.
That is crazy. I
that's
guess you don't
nuts.
really have much of an option, but man,
I mean, I want
And
to
that's the
know.
guy that died in the parking lot structure,
yeah,
or
yeah.
yeah.
But they must have had a lot of conversations with that dude before that happened.
Well, yeah,
Yes,
according to how they like, from what I was listening to, from what my sister tells me, I mean,
he'll,
it had to be at least over 30 to 45 shots in that area downtown over small small span of time.
I
Was
think it
she
was.
there? Could she hear him?
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
Really?
she was literally in a restaurant in downtown, and she was doing a spoken word event out there, and basically she was stuck at a restaurant until like early a.m. until she could go back to her hotel.
That's
That's
crazy.
nuts.
Again, glad she's safe.
I'm really happy, man.
Definitely.
I mean, you never know, especially when they started talking about there's a bomb and all this other shit. So I'm
Did you
like,
know she was there?
yeah, I found out immediately as soon as like my mom texted me, and then I started texting her, my sister, and then eventually I was like, it was like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and she was like, you know what, we're stuck here, and and then they started, I thought it was pretty much done after they were like, okay, 3 cops are dead, 10 shot, and then they were like 4 cops dead, 11 shot, and then they were like 5 cops dead, and I'm like, and there's like there's a bomb. I'm like, oh god, okay. And you know
Yeah.
what? And I actually feel like this is not going to stop. I feel like this is going to be a continuous situation, and I don't know if it's orchestrated or not, but this guy definitely didn't have the movement or the revolution on his mind. He wasn't trying to like better the situation. Either he was lost in his rage, or this was orchestrated. That's my
I mean,
only.
when you say orchestrated, who are you implying orchestrated it? Like the government or someone else or
When you know what, I don't want to sound all like conspiratorial or whatever. I just kind of I feel as though there are a few things that are fundamental that will let me know that this is not something that uh came of just some kind of like situation that was just like random. I feel like actually when you look at it, okay, now it's like three people die of some circumstances that are extenuating, and then all of a sudden now there's like an ambush at some random rally. This is like people who are just marching on something that just happened yesterday, and all of a sudden this person was prepared to shoot like 12 people on deck. It was like it seemed too ready, too right, and it's like I feel like
I,
you
I
bring
don't
in
know.
home, you have people with submachine guns at like the train station in New York. Yeah, like I feel like it's pushing towards inciting a race war, pushing towards inciting like something that's gonna get us into martial law, something that's gonna get us to like I don't know. I just and I hope it doesn't happen, but
Well, if the government was intending to stage this so they could get martial law, they're missing their opportunity because they
Yeah.
should have declared that shit immediately.
well, that's what I was expecting at
I
1 o'clock
kind
in
of
the
was
morning.
expecting it too, dude. I was at work at the airport and I was kind of like, man, should I go home? Like it might if some shit goes down, it might be hard to get
Yeah,
across LA.
I just don't know, especially in Dallas of all places. Not to be like, okay, they're like, but I just feel like Texas is one of the states that is. definitely not gonna allow this to sit. We're gonna let it pass by idly. You know,
Yeah,
But
uh,
it's
it would
definitely.
kind of seem that they are.
so it seems.
They
So it
haven't done
seems.
anything yet. Today
And
was a weekday. They
we're
could
gonna
have got a
hold
lot
off for
done.
that. Hopefully,
Yeah,
you
they.
know.
I don't know. I see what you're saying in terms of the how everything unfolded. I'm just not a big conspiracy theory person either, but it's just hard to also ignore the fact that like
It's
shit was
just
coming.
timely. It's
Well,
really timely.
shit was coming down on cops like horribly at the beginning of the week, and
Yeah.
now we're ending the week off with cops, sucks, like
Yeah,
basically on cop sides. Which
I didn't look at it that way.
I'm not
That's
saying that we shouldn't be like more supportive of the cops, but it just like man, like kind of they flip the
Well,
script a little bit, I guess.
Well, if you ask our friend Gary, the more cops that get shot by citizens, the merrier. I think.
Who?
I
we
mean,
have a certain friend that used to be on our old podcast,
Well,
and dude, I'll be honest with you. Like, as far as I'm concerned, the police are a gang, and they might have better intentions than the average gang, but they're still a gang, and I don't lose a lot of sleep when gang shit happens to gang members. I don't want anyone to die. Like any loss of life sucks, but um, I'm just I don't want cops to get killed, but I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. Like
yeah. I mean,
go ahead.
is
in
that
your own
Bella drinking
community.
water in the background?
yeah,
Oh, hi, Bella. Um, so,
Yeah.
would you care if Hillary Clinton died?
would I care personally?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Um, I don't want anyone to die, but I
would you
wouldn't.
would you say it would depend on how she died?
It wouldn't. It wouldn't depress me.
Yeah.
I would not shed a tear. She's not president. I didn't wish death on her. I didn't say I'm planning assassination. So if she died, she dies. But the thing about
I'm planning to kill Hillary Clinton.
No, you're not.
Clinton.
No, you're
Oh
not.
Jesus
I'm just
Christ!
kidding.
No, you're not. No, you're
You
not.
never-
No,
I'm
you're
just
not.
kidding.
No, you're
I'm
not.
never gonna be on this podcast again.
You're never. No, you're not. No, you're not.
I'm already on
I'm
enough
trying to stop
government
you. I'm
office.
trying to stop you, Travis. No, you're not.
If Hillary Clinton could make it through that email scandal shit, she's gonna bully her way into the presidency. I think it's almost a done deal now. You guys got sports books.
Well,
then-
see, I see.
know,
See, that's the
then
problem.
Hillary
That
Clinton's gonna be president.
like
I
that's.
think there should be psychiatric evaluations for both cops and presidents.
But okay, going back to how you're saying like Hillary's gonna be president. That's because who she's running against would be simply the reason that she becomes. If she was running against pretty much any sane politician,
I think that the majority of America would vote for Donald Trump over Hillary.
no, I don't.
I do.
I don't think so. I mean,
I
you
think-
possibly will. Maybe Sean. He
I
thinks
think.
he's flirting with
now,
the idea.
now you're just
Travis,
getting
are
racist,
you
man.
voting for Donald Trump? You know what? You're forcing me. Okay, you're forcing my hand.
There will be other candidates on the ballot that aren't Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton.
Right.
Vote for one of those.
Gary
Gary
Johnson.
Johnson is not gonna win.
I'm gonna vote for Gary Johnson though. I don't care.
I'm just gonna put Travis's name in.
You need
We
to
need
vote
to-
for me, man.
Put Travis Montgomery.
You put mine in, I'll put Tim's in. Tim, you put Sean's in. And then
Mine's in. Mine's in already.
Oh,
Tim's on the ballot.
I'm on the ballot.
he's gonna be in the debates. He's gonna be.
He's from the Greener Party.
He's he's pulling at 10%.
I don't even know if North Carolina is red or blue. I'm gonna say red, but I don't even care.
Pretty safe
Last
assumption.
election cycle, Obama lost it, I think, by like 2 points or a point or something like that.
I'm pretty
Right.
sure it's red.
Dude,
It's closer to
it
red
doesn't-
than blue.
Whoever wins, I guarantee you, it's going to be like 59.5 to 50.5,
That can't
and
be that many.
half of the fucking country is automatically disenfranchised, and the cycle just continues.
Well, that's what happens every cycle. Every president wins by like 51%.
There were times when that didn't happen.
when people weren't disingenuous.
And
Like,
this is what's funny. If you guys read that book by Malcolm Gladwell, it's called like not the
Out,
tipping point, the other joint.
outliers.
Yeah, about the like the whole algorithm about how like how things work, whatever. It's just more like I feel like where we're at right now, in between like Silicon Valley into now, where like computers took up whole floors in like 30 years ago, and now it's like it's in like on your ring finger, like it's like that whole curve has totally changed the game. It's totally changed the game. Like you turn on the news and it's Twitter. Twitter feed is the news. Like Facebook Live is the news. Like right now, what's going on is like like technology has caught up and surpassed
well,
where we are
I
as
think
far as like
that's an issue, like a global that goes to the globalization of just business in general, and I think kind of goes back to the Brexit
Go on soon, right?
issue. That it
Oh
just
Jesus.
no, it just does make to an extent when you try to close off yourself from the world, it makes your life harder. It might make the individual life harder to sustain, but like as a whole, I mean, it generally makes everyone's life on the whole scale better.
But I mean, if the individual doesn't have rights, then no one has rights.
Agreed, agreed. But yeah, no, I mean,
Like, look at the USSR, dude. Like, their country seemed to be doing fine, but their people were fucked.
right. But their
And
country
that shit.
also wasn't doing fine.
Well, it can't. You can't sustain doing fine when your people are fucked.
Okay, so here's the question though. Like, I think the reasons why we're kind of dealing with what we're dealing with right now as a nation is because I mean we're still relatively a new nation, or at least a young nation or younger nation, and I think when you're first established, like I feel like it's just a natural progression of how things normally go. Like there's gonna come a point where the rule of law becomes too strict, and you're gonna have to abolish the system that's either presently there or form some kind of new landmass. And forming new landmass,
I
unless
mean,
you're China,
Jefferson said that
isn't really
240 years ago.
and
isn't.
then what happened to Jeff?
But I
Died of
mean,
natural causes.
but
in
that's I mean, but
the
that kind of
silence,
goes into it. Like there, I don't really think that there's a way around it. When you're trying to bring justice for everybody, there isn't a way around. Like we couldn't still govern off of the original Constitution. You couldn't govern off of that. There has to be
Well,
adaptations.
there is a means to amend it. You know,
Right. And we have amended it, and we
Hey,
have amended
I got
it.
I got
Yeah,
5 minutes. Got 5
16
minutes.
times.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we got
We
to.
have amended it 16 times.
Right.
But
And it's
the
gotten us
government
to this.
now, you never get the support to amend the Constitution. No matter what you want to do, you're never going to get the support. So what they do now is they just try to find ways around it. And maybe it's broken, or maybe you shouldn't have 300 plus million people over all kind of different economies, all kind of different climates, all kind of different population densities, and try to say, one size fits all, we're going to fucking solve all the problems for everybody. Maybe it's fucking not possible.
So then maybe America's too big of a nation?
No, it's
Maybe,
not America. We're now looking at the world situation, like the way we multiply
well, I was using
the
America as
world,
an
like the
example, but yeah.
situation. Yeah, America is a great example. We're the strongest. We're the best. But in terms of like the world situation, like we're now looking at okay, getting people on Mars, only because again, it's like now we're facing a situation where we're multiplying faster than we can supply ourselves. Like the resources, the natural resources that are being like, and we've known this because we grew up learning about the the ozone, and grew up learning about like protect what we have. But the situation has become okay, like
You
it's too
notice no
far
one
gone.
ever talks about the ozone anymore? What's up with
It's
that?
too fucking far gone. It's too far gone now. It's
There
too
is
far
no
Well,
out.
ozone to
I
talk
thought the
about.
greenhouse gases were adding to the ozone. I thought that was the problem.
I,
When we were kids, the
I,
ozone was going away,
I
and
thought,
then
yeah.
and then greenhouse gases are adding to the ozone. Which
I,
is it?
I thought the
Yeah,
greenhouse gases were depleting the ozone, making
No,
the
they're
hole.
depleting, and
they're
then the
adding to the ozone,
chlorofluorocarbons
creating
are.
a stronger greenhouse effect.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
dude, I don't fucking know.
It's
But I
Damn
do
like
liberal
know.
media.
I do know.
at this point, if you think about it, it's like if you, in the next 15 years we will multiply by another few billion. I'm gonna say 15,
We're gonna get
and
to
what it takes
15.
to feed an average American
Ooh,
today is like
no,
gonna take.
that's
It's
a
gonna be
little
four
high.
American, like
It's a little
and
high.
Hella hot.
and
It's a little high. No, and if that many people start coming along, nature will find its way. We'll have another bubonic plague or some crap like that, and it'll even itself out.
Yep.
survival of the fittest.
Then it's off to Mars for me, guys. Sorry. Got to leave Mercury alone.
No, there's also we got to leave Mercury. We're gonna hit Mars. If Mars doesn't work, we're gonna hit one of Jupiter's planets. If
We
that
found
doesn't work,
400 planets in the
Hey,
last like decade.
Travis, just so you're a podcast, the video's only showing Kenny, right?
no.
Yeah, I
For
think
some
so.
reason,
It's saying you are present. You are presenting to everyone.
my computer just told me that.
Okay, you just ended. You just ended presentation mode, but it was cool.
You've done being presented.
I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. After I showcased what went disabled, I was trying to figure out some other stuff, and
Yeah, it's all good. It
Well, now
happens.
that I derailed the whole podcast, I gotta go.
It happens.
Michael
Alright.
Jackson,
All right,
King
guys.
of Pop.
yeah, I got to go too. Jessica's got some broadcasting to do for herself
Ooh, I
for her
see.
new line, and she's our sponsor, and I
Alright,
didn't get a read for
Jess.
her yet.
All right. Well, just let me know what we need to help support her, and she got my support.
Yep. No, she's selling women's clothing, and she's doing good.
That company does all the photography and stuff for them, doesn't it?
Yep.
Dope.
Stay
Dude.
tuned.
What the hell
Alright,
is
well.
going on here?
Well, shout out to our listeners. I don't know where you're at, but if
I just
they're-
saw a kid behind you, and I like wrapped in a blanket. I thought it was like a ghost.
Some of my family members just got back from the pool, so it was actually perfect time.
You have Trump on your garage wall?
Not me. That must be Travis.
Not funny.
Oh gosh, Travis. Hilarious.
All right, let's give some shout outs and get the hell out of here. It's been great. We need to rendezvous next Friday and do this shit again because you guys are hilarious.
This is a great show, guys.
Tim, anyone dead, alive, fictional, non-fictional, someone you want to have a lunch with, give them a shout out.
Yo, I'd like to give a shout out to like a little Toot. He in jail right now, but he'll be out like 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get a shout out. You know what I'm saying? All my fucking folks down in like down south like Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're like
Out there in Louisiana, shit, I don't know about you talking about.
No, but seriously, yo, thanks to everybody that's listening. Thanks to everybody that's like, being self-conscious, and thanks to everyone who's like, at least, considering the individual value of a life. Like, it's like, just respect life, man.
All right,
Right.
shout out to the couple listeners and friends that keep listening, and you might be Muslim and just looking to hate
You might be
Americans.
friends, and
Hey.
you're looking
I still love you anyways.
Don't insult our listeners.
All right, guys, I'm gonna cut out.
All right, give a shout out to Bella, Shawn. Come on.
I will.
Shout out to Bella.
Shout out to Bella.
I'll tell her you said that, Travis.
All right, thank you. He's
All right,
not
guys.
good with rules. He's not good with protocol or rules or anything. I
remember.
had to twist his arm to get him to say step his game up last time.
Step your game up.
Ooh, I like that.
Dude, Dude, my dude Tim is a musical genius. Swear, hand to God, he is a musical genius.
What instruments you play, Tim?
I'm the
Everything.
instrument. I'm actually an instrument myself.
He is the instrument.
You a beatboxer, huh?
I'm a beatboxer. I'm a scat boxer.
Ooh.
I'm a trumpet. I'm a
Male
scat
vocalist,
scat.
rapper, producer, engineer. He's
That's
like
wonderful.
me. He's like me, but like way better at everything.
I'm like Stevie Wonder reduced to like point two.
Hey, he's using. Hey, Kenny's got some of our music. He's using it for his video shows and stuff like that.
Yep. I sent Travis. Actually, I sent. Is he in the group message?
Yeah, he is. Tim's in the group. Go in the group and check out the video intro that he's got for the show that he's doing. That's
Yep.
dropping Strip Talk. It's coming, baby, and I'm a fan already.
Hells yeah, dope.
Yep.
I will.
Go on
I will.
Facebook,
Yeah, keep
go
the
on
music
Facebook,
coming,
go on
guys.
your messages, and then check. Scroll up a little bit. He sent it today, so it's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and anything you guys got, I appreciate you guys sending it over. Like I said, Travis knows I'll give you guys credit and whatnot. And once I start making some money off of it, you guys definitely will get broken off.
Yeah, send him some throwaways, Tim. He could use some unique music.
Ole do. Ole do.
Yep, everything's appreciated, fellas.
All right, and Tim, if you want to come back on next Friday, if you ain't got nothing going on, we can do that. If not, well, then everyone else just needs to step their game up, and we will be out on that note.
Alrighty.
All right, y'all.
Talk to you guys later.
Easy.